What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 13th day of March, and here we are with roughly 7 hours left in this day, about $1.41 being the price. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. We've got about 2 days, 7 hours left in this week as it is. The weekend is upon us. I don't expect anything too exciting to happen over the weekend, especially when we're in such a boring range here. We're probably not going to see anything exciting. Watch us pump through the roof. That'd be great. I want to focus on the weekly time frame here, and then we can come back out or zoom back in. Looking at this weekly time frame here, connecting the dots, I think it's very obvious that we are in this kind of descending wedge pattern, right? And it might be a wedge, it might be something different, but just running with this idea here, I expect that we will come back up and touch the top side of this wedge, which will probably be around $2, maybe even just below $2 or just above $2, but something around there. I might not have that line drawn the best. Maybe it's something more like this. And again, it could be just above, just below, but right around $2. That's kind of the expectation there. We take the current all-time high to this low, and that put us right around the 0.5. It's pretty common when working your way to lower lows to find resistance in this area between the 0.5 and the 382 and to not make it up to your golden ratio. We could go higher, of course, but then we're breaking out of this trend that, it's not that it can't happen. It's just not where my head's at now. If we do see some type of V-shaped recovery, I think that'd be great, and there is a chance that we really could go higher. But for now, my expectation is that over the months to come, probably sometime by the end of April, if not May, we should be around $2, just below, just above. $2.20, $1.80, somewhere in there. We're at $1.40 now. I do believe as time goes on that we will find lower lows, and we will likely find support somewhere in this area where, where we found resistance before, this is kind of the area that I'm expecting that we'll finish the bear market for XRP. There is a chance that this is the low and that we don't go lower, but to me, that's a smaller chance. It's a less likely outcome at this point in time. I do expect that the bear market, the end of this kind of like downtrend that we're seeing across the crypto space, will probably be sometime in July, August, September. It could be later. But running with that idea and running with this idea of a descending wedge pattern here, we see this line of resistance that intersects directly here with late June, early July, right? We come down here, that's sometime in January, something in between here, maybe October, September, August, we could be just below $1. That's the price right there, right? Just below $1. And that's kind of my expectation. Maybe at the worst 74, 75 cents, something like that. I don't expect that we go too much lower than that, though. I do expect that on this pullback overall, we will maintain higher lows. I'm actually kind of curious here real quick. Let's see. Let me delete the chicken scratch. Let's just see what this would look like. I'm going to go for a line of best fit, not like this over here where it's just those direct touch points, but just a line of best fit. I mean, that intersects exactly with this zone in the time frame that we're looking for. Maybe it's a little bit higher up like this, whatever. But anyways, that's kind of the long-term plan. I want to get into the short-term stuff. The reason I started with the long-term stuff is because I think it's not more relevant. It's probably something that we should touch base on. We haven't talked about it in a little while. We talk about the short-term stuff, but I mean, for the past month and a half, we really haven't done much. So that the short-term stuff hasn't really changed, right? The overall idea here is when we break out, which should be, by the end of this month, I think that going into April, May, we should be approaching this $2 area, give or take, right? If we're looking at this on the short term, on the 4-hour time frame, I'm not going to look at the 1 hour. I don't think it's going to be useful here, but the 4-hour time frame here, the RSI has just rejected the overbought zone. That's not ideal. We've gotten overbought consistently here. However, rejecting the overbought zone, and now you're at the 60, this is a good area to find support, and we very well could find support right here. We found resistance here before, resistance before, resistance right there. We could find support right here. Even if we don't, even if it's the weekend and we continue to consolidate, we can see this RSI approach this area down here and still hold up these higher lows that we've been holding up for the past week or so. So basically what I'm saying there is we could be at a point to bounce right now and continue higher. Or because it's the weekend, we might chill, more probable, and let this RSI cool off, and then next week we can start to move up higher. That's kind of my expectation. The stochastics rejecting the overbought zone further, I think, validates that notion. See the stochastics cool off by the end of the weekend, and then next week we can start to recover and make an attempt that actually takes us to the overbought area. And the MACD here, the MACD looks good, but we're in this neutral choppy zone. It doesn't matter. It could look bad. It doesn't matter. It's not going to give us any true readings, let's just say. It's less reliable. The daily RSI is taking on a bit of a bullish structure, but overall in this zone, we are at a neutral reading. It makes sense that we're at a neutral reading because the price is neutral, but there is this bullish posturing. And as we continue to go higher, we get overbought. I would expect that we break out of the zone and we will really start to continue on that path up towards and around $2. Alongside of the RSI getting overbought, we would likely see the stochastics moving up to the overbought zone. I mean, the daily stochastics look very bullish here. They look very, very bullish indeed. You don't typically find resistance here, but the last couple of attempts we have. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if over the weekend, again, we saw a little bit of a pullback, but we probably do continue on our way to the overbought zone. Even though we've done it the last 2 times, I don't think that we find resistance here and come back to the oversold area. It can happen, and if that happens, okay, we might go lower than I would expect, but from this place here, $1.41 basically, I don't expect that we even go below like $1.37, $1.38, right? I don't think that we go that low at all. But if we do, you know, those situations could play out. We could go lower. We could even go dramatically lower down to like $1.20 and still hold a higher low and still come back up. You know, I'm not worried about the downside at this point in time. I'm definitely more in consideration of the upside breakout to come. Doesn't mean it has to happen now. Doesn't mean we can't move lower. Right? I do think soon, I think by the end of this month, we should see a little bit of a breakout come in. The MACD, correlating with this idea of getting overbought in the stochastics, overbought in the RSI, the MACD should also simultaneously break through this 0 level threshold. And typically that does promote bullish environments and breakouts. So we're set up, we're ready to go. We just got to do the thing. And if things go the way that I think they will, we should probably see this within the next 7 to 14 days, probably by the end of the month. And yeah, I think within the next 2 weeks, probably sometime next week, we will be back above like $1.47, $1.50. Getting a day to close above this level here at $1.51 doesn't necessarily validate the breakout, but it definitely suggests that the breakout is happening, right? We get a close above this daily high here. That's the first step in a process that likely will, again, it won't be immediate, it won't be swift, but a process that over the months to come, we will likely be returning to $2, right? I don't expect that XRP is going to do the normal bullish thing that it does, which is just move up in a straight line. It could do that. I mean, that would change my whole thoughts on the perspective of the market dynamics here, especially for XRP, but I mean, it could do that. But I'm more thinking that we'll probably see pumps, dumps along the way. It'll be a little bit more methodical, and we should be getting to this area again sometime April, May, something like that. I've got nothing else. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. One more thing, actually. One more thing. I say that I'm gonna go. I say that, you know, hit the like button, subscribe, just to scare away the people who don't want to see the whole video, right? You're just here for that. You're not going to get the extra cookies. I don't know what I'm saying, man. Anyways, the extra information here that I want to throw your way is that on a weekly time frame, we look at XRP USD. We are on the all-time history chart. We are oversold. On the weekly time frame, we're oversold. Okay. We were oversold here. Well, we bounced right off it, but we'll count it. We were oversold here, kind of bounced right off it, oversold there, oversold there, oversold there, oversold there, oversold there, and there. And here we are, oversold now. Let's just go back and take a little walk through time, okay? Little walk through time. That was at a low point. Did we go lower? A little bit, sure, but that was at a low point. This was at a low point. Did we go lower? Sure, but that was still at a low point. We went from half a cent to about 1.2 cents. Had a over 100% move. That's awesome. That's my little 7-month-old. Here we were at a low point. Was it the absolute low? No, but it was a low point. You still had a very nice move. Here we were at a low point. We had a nice move. Here we are at a low point. We had a nice move. For weeks, this is on a weekly time frame. For months even. Here, there's the bear market low. Here was not at the lowest price, but from a wicking perspective there, we actually did see some of the lowest prices we saw in the last bear market. Here, we were at a low point right before we rallied. And here, well, you can put the rest of those words together and you know exactly what I'm going to say, right? We're at a low point. It's very obvious we're at a low point. Doesn't mean we can't go lower, but likely we're going to have some type of move that is rather robust. And if anything, with what we've just seen, maybe I'm not bullish enough. Calling for a $2 price might not be bullish enough. Perhaps we do pull a move that's like overall 100%, which would take us, I guess, from the low of $1.11, that would take us to about 222. but still something that's, maybe closer to $3 is even on the table. And that would be exciting because that breaks us out of this downtrend here. That would also change the dynamics of things, but in a positive way. So interesting to see, interesting thought. Every time, the closing statement here is basically every time that we've seen on the weekly time frame XRP being oversold or anywhere near the oversold zone, we've been at obvious low points with very serious repercussions to the upside, very, very serious bounces afterwards. So it doesn't have to happen right now, but over the months to come, we should see some life, and it should be rather exciting. XRP is a top 10, a top 5 crypto. If it's pumping, likely, everybody thinks if Ethereum's pumping or Bitcoin's pumping or Solana's pumping, then the rest of the market's going to do well. XRP's in that boat too. Dogecoin's in that boat. The top 10 coins matter. If we're seeing life in the top 10, we're likely seeing life through the rest of the ecosystem as well. So the next couple of months should be exciting. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.